Hello and welcome to another edition of Real Talk. Well, there's plenty of talk at the moment about stamp duty savings being scrapped. The Victorian government has come out on the quiet. I certainly didn't see this coming, and there was no rumour of this in the marketplace, but they've now scrapped completely off the planned stamp duty savings from July 1. What concerns me is I think it's a bit of a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's really portrayed to help first home buyers and primary place of residence people. But here's the thing, in the 8 years I've run Solid, we've only sold to primary place of residence, including first home buyers and general residents, less than 10 or 12 times in 8 years. So with the volume that we do here, it's less than 1%. So I really think it is perhaps described as a little bit of a tax grab. But what concerns me more than anything is I don't think the state government's given any thought whatsoever to what they're about to do to the building industry. So I've done some research on the amount of money that the state government's put into keeping Ford in Geelong progressing as a plant. Now, if you look at the money, the government's put in about $103 million in incentives and assistance and grants there. Plus, Julia Gillard, while she was Prime Minister, pledged another 51 or 53 million, to associated affected companies and people. So together we're looking at over $154 million there to keep what was really 2,400 employees going in Geelong. Now, if you look at the Victorian building industry, we currently employ 330,000 people in the building industry. And what I don't think the government's given any thought on is that if you see a crane in the air today, that is the result of signatures in off-the-plan contracts 2 to 3 years prior. You need 80% of a building sold today with contracts, full deposits paid, before construction finance will kick in. If you scrap off the planned stamp duty savings, I really think what's going to happen is the impetus will die. I don't think the primary place of residence people will flock to buying off the plan like the government thinks they will. And I think we're going to see 330,000 employees in the building industry greatly affected. If you look at the percentage of builders to manufacturing car plant workers, the car plant workers are less than 0.007% of the Victorian workplace. The builders are 12% of the Victorian workplace. I don't think the government's given any thought for that. But away from politics and back onto facts. So we've got stamp duty savings scrapped. We've also got any purchasers that buy an investment property and leave it unreasonably vacant will now have a 1% levy tax. So if the property's worth $550,000, it'll be $5,500 taxed in the tax return. Here's the other thing, is it's going to be interesting because all of a sudden people who have holiday houses, deceased estates, people living overseas will probably, more than likely, have to put in an exemption form. So I think it's going to create a whole new layer of tax and compliance for everybody. So not convinced it's actually going to achieve much other than the building industry being brought to its knees. For those of you who are interested in getting in off the planned stamp duty savings before the 30th of June, love to catch up with you. Let's have a coffee, let's work out what's right for you and see if we can capitalise on the very small window that's left. Thank you so much for your time.